Well, hello there, Pisces. How are you? It's so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we're going to be doing your January 2023 reading. But before we start that, I wanted to talk about the year 2023. It reduces to the number 7, which is the Chariot card. So this year, unlike last year, we're going to see so much progress, really kind of being inspired to go after what it is that we want in our life. And trying to find victory, being so inspired to go forth for this victory that we can easily overcome the obstacles. So we have this energy as we're coming into January, starting the year off, wanting victory in our life, wanting to go after our dreams, bring in, manifest those things that we have been thinking about all through 2022. 2022 was really a year of clearing things out, making room for some of these new things that we're trying to manifest. So we'll take a look at the overall energies, then we'll take a look at your present energy, any obstacles on your path, and advice from Spirit. So let's get started. Let's see what you have. Badger Spirit, be fearless and bold. There is that Chariot energy, right? You are starting the year off. A narrow pathway, tread thoughtfully. Okay, so this energy, the tread thoughtfully, is about, you could feel that there's no options right now. Take a look at that bridge, up here in the air, and it's very narrow. There's no options opening up to you. You're ready to go after something, your dream or something like that. But it's almost like, okay, I want to, go after what it is that I'm trying to bring in. I want to have this victory. And yet at the same time, it's kind of like, okay, but I can't, I have no new paths to go on. I have no new options coming in. And so it's kind of like, okay, what do I do? Well, it's also understanding that the universe, works in mysterious ways, right? A lot of times when you hit this type of energy, it means that the divine is working behind the scenes to bring in those opportunities that will help you to step into this fearless and bold energy, to go after what it is that you want. So it's a little bit about being patient, understanding that even when you don't have a lot of options, sometimes there's something for you to learn during this time. There's a lesson, there's a bit of wisdom that you're still to learn before these options can open up. So let's wow, these cards are just flipping. So let's see what we have here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's something that you're not recognizing that is not for you. There's something that you still may need to kind of release. So let's try to figure out what this is. Yeah. Okay, so you have the 5 of Swords and the 6 of Cups on the bottom, okay? Looking back at something. It's kind of interesting because I have this energy where you're looking back to something and you're seeing it in a very loving way, or there's a person in your life that you think is being very helpful. There's some reason why you're not yet ready to release this person or this situation, this thought pattern. But this person is really, they're manipulating you from or this thought pattern. It's almost a sense where you're seeing the bright side of something, Pisces. You're seeing something in a very childish way. It's almost like you're wishing so very much that this person is pure you're looking at this person with childlike wonder, and yet this person is not what you think. So you have the Sun, you have the 10 of Cups underneath, you have new life. You have this new path. It's whatever this is. You also have the 5 of Pentacles. Pisces, it's almost this feeling that you feel like you cannot you cannot bring in what it is that you truly want without this person. Yeah, you have hidden motivations, and yet you're going back and forth about this person. Dark thoughts, fragmented energy. It's about stepping into your power. So either this is a person that is still in your life, right? And is kind of, and this is not going to resonate for everyone, but if it resonates for you, this person is, you're kind of thinking that this person, because they may have helped you in the past, or they could have been in your life since childhood, right? It could be a parent, an aunt, an uncle, you know, family friend or something. You think that they're giving you good advice. So you're listening to them. But the problem is that they have some hidden motivation. They're not giving you the advice that is solid advice. They could be pretending that they know a lot about whatever it is that you're trying to do or manifest, right? For some of you, you know, maybe you're trying to buy a home or something, and they're like, oh, I know a lot about buying houses. Let me help you with that, you know, or something like that. But the problem is that they are steering you away from what your heart truly desires. And yeah, it's something that you're working on this. You're working on something, but it's not for you. You know, they're trying to steer you. And I'm not saying they're doing it in a manipulative way. They're kind of doing it, to me, it's kind of like they have a hidden motivation. And I keep getting the energy like they're doing this to make themselves feel good for some reason. Like, you know, I'm not saying that they're doing it to bring you down, but they're doing it. They're getting some satisfaction out of helping you in this situation. And it's kind of like part of this is you. The reason the options are not opening, okay, is because I feel like deep down inside, you know, that you want to go in a different direction, right? And it's like your spirit guides and angels are protecting you until you discover the truth. That you're almost like better off doing this by yourself, or going in a, you know, finding somebody else to help. Because this person, this situation, or it could be you know, a thought pattern or something like that, is not on your side. You know, I'm trying to think of a situation. I had a family member, and you know, I was looking for a new house. And I was kind of like in a little bit of a time crunch, okay? So I was looking for a house, and I had a friend that was like, oh, I will help you. I'll go house hunting with you, you know, and then she went with me a couple of times, and I just realized she's trying to push me into something that I don't want. She was trying to get me to one time buy a house that was out of my price range, okay, or was at the very top of my price range, right? And I wasn't comfortable with that. And then she was trying to get me to buy in an area that I just really, I wasn't feeling the vibe. It wasn't me, right? It was almost like she was trying to buy a house for, I think genuinely, she was really trying to be helpful, but she was not. She was kind of almost like buying something that was more for her than for me. It was like what she liked, not what I liked. And I finally had to kind of put my foot down and just say, this is my decision, you know, and it was really kind of hard, but it was the lesson that I needed to learn at that time, right? I mean, it was kind of like, this is my house. I have to feel comfortable. And then it was kind of like, when I bought this house, it was kind of like I stepped in and it was like, yeah, this is the house. And, you know, it just so happened she wasn't there that day. And it was kind of like, yeah, I felt more I wasn't trying to make her happy with my house decision, right? I was doing it on my own. And I think that that's what it is. It's kind of that type of energy. I don't feel like my friend was really trying to steer me in the wrong direction. I think she really was coming into it with love, right? But it wasn't in my alignment. Nobody knows your alignment, your soul's alignment more than you do. You know, other people may say they know what's best for you, but People don't, nobody knows you better than you know you. And it's kind of like, be fearless and bold. You're going to go in a different direction. There's no options right now, because it's kind of like the universe is trying to get you to step into the energy of being fearless and bold, of understanding, wait a minute, this is my decision. This is my career, or this is my relationship, or this is where I want to live, So I love this. I mean, I feel like you're frustrated. I can understand that. Yeah, it's about, listening to your intuition, right? You're kind of caught up trying to, I feel like, making somebody else happy, here. You're kind of caught up. It's about stepping into your truth. What is going to make you happy? You're not trying to make somebody else happy. You're trying to make yourself happy. You're not in charge of anybody else's happiness, and nobody else is in charge of your happiness. You are the person that is in charge of your own happiness. Seeing clearly what is going to make you happy. Not taking in advice from a lot of different people, or especially one specific person. Knowing this is your decision. It's about following your heart. What does your heart tell you? Listening to your intuition, going within, not closing out all of the external. And I feel like you're going in a completely new way. It's when you understand what it is that you want, and then you say it to the universe. Guess what? I need some options here. I need some doors to please open, because I have discovered what it is that I want, right? That I want. This is what I want. And then the options will open. It's kind of like, I think that this person is kind of like when I had to say to my friend, I'm sorry, you can't go house hunting with me anymore. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like you have to stand up, be a little bit fearless and bold, and say, this is my decision. Thank you so much for trying to help me with this, but this is my decision. This is my decision, and I am choosing the path that is for me. And I think for a lot of you, it's a whole new path, and it could be a whole new path in your career. Understanding, wait a minute, I'm working this job that I just really don't like. It's not for me, but why am I here? Well, I'm here because, my parents told me this was going to be a good job for me, or, it has benefits, whatever it is. It's kind of like, okay, there was a motivation to go in this direction, but now you're recognizing this is not the direction for me. All right, so what is your obstacle? Listening to your intuition. Your intuition, it's kind of like knocking on the door and saying, Pisces, is this really where you want to be? And you're kind of like, why do I have no options? You have no options because it's time to wake up to what it is that you truly want with the Queen of Cups. You've been too flexible. You're trying to make everybody happy. I'll have to admit, when I was searching for a house, I was trying to make me happy, but I was also trying to make the realtor happy, and I was trying to make my friend happy. Okay, well, the realtor and my friend do not live with me. The only person that lives in this house is me. And so it's stepping into that energy of, okay, great, you want to give me all of this advice. I'm going to listen to it. There's nothing wrong with listening to advice, right? But it's kind of like, then I'm going to go in my heart. Queen of Cups, very intuitive. I'm going to step into my intuition. I'm going to check in with my heart, see how my heart feels about this. So let's see what we have here. Yeah, death. Yeah, you're stepping into your truth because you know that you're blocking your own options. Okay. Understanding that I have to end something here. I have to end a belief, a limiting belief, a pattern that I have, somebody talking in my ear. I have to end something. I have to say, no, wait a minute. Stand up for yourself. This is time to stand up and say, this is my truth. This is what I believe, and this is how I'm going to go forward. Because until you step into your truth, you're not going to be able to have the options coming in. It's almost like the universe is shutting down those options to protect you. Okay, they're honestly protecting you. And I want to come back. You have the 10 of Cups, you have new life, and you have the Sun on the bottom. This is yours. As soon as you allow yourself to look at what is holding you back from what your heart truly desires. You're not going on the path that is what your heart truly wants. And this is waiting for you as soon as you, the never ending story. I do feel like the person that is kind of doing this, or the limiting belief, it's, it could be somebody talking in your ear, and the talking in your ear could be, a parent, an aunt, an uncle from years ago. They may have transitioned. They may not be here, but, you can still hear them talking in your ear. And it's kind of like, okay, do you believe what they said? You're holding on to some type of belief, but it's a never ending story. That story it's time for it to go. It's not for you. That's their belief about something. It does not mean that it's your belief. And then you have the loving woman. Once again, the Queen of Cups, that Empress energy, loving yourself enough, and going after those things that your heart truly desires. I love this because let's go back to the Chariot. This is the year of the Chariot. Going after those things that we want for ourselves, really interesting. They're saying, that the royals, especially, in, oh my goodness, not the Crown, Downton Abbey. Okay. Never explain and never complain. It's that type of energy, right? It's kind of like, I'm not explaining. This is my truth. I'm not explaining. I'm moving forward. No complaining aloud. I just love it. Because Pisces is really kind of not your energy, right? You are more of a flowy type of energy. This is kind of like you're getting a backbone. You're getting a spine. You're stepping into your energy of this is what's good for me and I'm going for it. Having the courage to see that, following this person's advice or this limiting belief is really self-sabotaging what you want for yourself. Right? Understanding, okay, wait a minute. I'm getting really clear about what it is that I want in my life, because you have the Queen of Swords too. Crystal clear. I'm getting crystal clear about what it is that I want. And then I'm getting fearless and bold, courageous to go after it. And no explanations needed. This is what I want. Check your complaints at the door. I love it. I seriously love this. Okay, so let's pull a soul truth card for you to close this out. And Pisces, I do personal readings. So if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. All right, how can I infuse more self-love and compassion into my daily life? This is about loving yourself enough to stand up for what it is that you want. In your own life. If your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. When I was looking for this house, I fell into that I have to please everybody in my life, right? And I really was. I was having more compassion for my realtor and for my friend than for myself. And then I finally was kind of like, wait a minute, who's living in this house? Who's paying the mortgage? It's kind of like, it's me. It's not them. As soon as the deal is over, believe me, the realtor took off. My friend, of course, helped me move. I'm not, but it's kind of like, I mean, they're not here. They're not paying the mortgage, right? All right, so let's take a look at some of these. Set stronger boundaries. Meditate and listen to your heart. Say no to something that is not a soul yes, and say yes to something you are afraid of. Ask for help and allow it. Write down 3 things you are grateful for. I love those. So you might want to take a snapshot of that. Really lovely energy. And wow, how strong you are coming straight into 2023. Just, taking the chariot, taking the horses, by the reins and moving forward. And, the 2 horses have to go in the same direction in order for you to get progress. This is you coming into alignment. Here's like the 2 horses seeing crystal clear where you are wanting to go and then going for it. I love it. All right, well, I'm going to leave it there, Pisces. I hope to see you again really soon. I wish you a very happy new year, and Much love and life. Bye for now.